Elliot Babin joins me, Ned, on the Underground to talk Touchè Amorè's brand new album, Spiral in a Straight Line. Elliot, how are you, man?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm very excited to chat with you. How are you doing?
Oh, man, I'm excited to chat with you because this album is a brilliant one. It's been 4 years since your last one. How was the recording process this time around, Elliot?
It was amazing. It was inspiring. It was challenging. Working with Ross Robinson is unlike any other experience I've ever had in my life creatively. He cares so much about the process. He cares so much about every hit, every stroke, every line. And to be around someone who cares that much is really inspiring, and it totally rubs off on everybody else. So totally an inspiring process.
Man, and that's exactly what I was just about to ask you about Ross Robinson. He's got to be one of the most famous producers in the entire scene. Is it as intense as what people talk about, and what you hear of the story is true? Is it?
For me personally, for drums, I would say it's the most intense musical creative experience I've ever had. The process for drums consists of he will stand 2 feet away from me while I'm playing a song and will stop me in the middle and say, okay, so that part you were just doing, instead of doing it on the kick drum, take your foot off and play it on the rack toms, add the hi-hat on 3, and don't hit the snare until the 4th one. Go. And it's that over and over and over and over for weeks on end. It's incredible. It's hard. It's inspiring.
Yeah, that sounds absolutely it sounds like a lot of work, man.
Yeah.
The finished product definitely makes for all the hard work, I guess, because it has turned out amazing.
Thank you.
Now, man, it's been 4 years since the last one. Did the COVID downtime sort of affect the recording of Lament? Was it why the 4-year wait? And has this been a very a different approach to recording this time around now that we're out of COVID?
So it's interesting. We were actually recording Lament in the middle of we were just about done recording when COVID hit.
Yep.
We actually had been sitting in the recording room, finishing up on week 3 or week 4 when we heard oh my God, the NBA is shut down. Oh my God, Tom Hanks in Australia has COVID and shit. So that totally threw a stick in the operation because we didn't know if we should go ahead with putting the record out. We didn't know what it would be like to tour again. We didn't know, everyone, nobody knew what life looked like going forward. And in the time since then, we've been pretty busy with touring. Basically, as soon as shows started to come back, we kind of went at it as hard as we could. And that kind of took us right up until now. I feel like a lot of this last 4 years, we were kind of playing catch up to make up for lost time. So the creative experience this time around, knowing that we were going to do it with Ross again, I know for me, challenged me to not get too stuck or hung up on drum parts that I came up with, because I knew that he would have strong feelings about it. So it kind of was a practice in flexibility and trying to be versatile in the creative experience. Yeah.
No, I love that right there, man. And you're talking about touring a bunch as well. And you're actually out here earlier in the year. I must have been sleeping under a rock. I had no idea you guys were out here for the new Bloom Fest. How was it in Australia, Elliot?
Oh my God, it was the best. I love Australia. I would move there in a heartbeat. Anytime anybody asks me what Australia is like, I tell them it kind of feels like Southern California, the country, but they've figured everything out, and people for the most part seem very happy. And to me, it is just kind of perfect. And I love touring there. People there are so kind. In Los Angeles, when somebody's kind to you, you think they're up to something. You think they want something from you. But in Australia, people are just nice, and it's so refreshing and so lovely. And if it were up to me, we would tour there, a couple times a year.
Oh man, I love hearing that. And did you pick up on any of our silly lingo or anything like that when you're out here, Elliot? Were you just what on earth did he just say?
I love that the like the EY or the Y gets added to a lot of words. Like, oh, I learned about a shoey, doing a shoey.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah. Brilliant. Just brilliant, you know?
Yeah, and we're big on the nahs. I don't know if you hear that either. Like, you'll say something, you're like, yeah, nah.
Yeah, nah.
I'm trying to cut down on that. But yeah, there's a lot of bizarre things. Did you do a shoey yourself, Elliot, while you're out here?
I did not have the privilege to do a shoey, but I'm sure at some point when I'm in Australia, I will do a shoey.
Oh, look out, man. Love that right there. All right. Well, your fan base has sort of been described as like a cult-like following, Elliot. Would you say that's safe to say?
I don't know about cult-like. I would think of it as we see a lot of familiar faces year after year, which to me is the absolute highest form of a compliment. Like,
yeah,
life goes on, people get into things, people get out of things, people get into new things. And for people to continue to be with us year after year and come with us on this journey, album after album, and to continue to come out to shows and to continue to support us year after year, like, I couldn't ask for anything better. Like, I would so much rather have a couple, you know, loyal, dedicated, awesome, kind fans than have a million fans. You know, like, just having people that care is the sweetest thing in the world. So.
Oh, yeah, that's amazing right there. And I wanted to chat a little bit to you about life outside of music, Elliot. I see you're a new dad looking at your Instagram there. That's very cool, man. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. We are 4 months in. He's just delightful. The first 3 months were super brutal. I didn't sleep very much. We definitely have turned a corner in the last couple of weeks. And he's just the cutest, and it has totally changed my outlook on things, and priorities are different, and it's definitely life altering.
Yeah, that's amazing right there. So, like, outside of family time, what else does downtime include for you?
Downtime for me includes I love surfing, I love running, I love riding my bike. All of those things bring me so much joy, outdoors stuff. And I'm so excited for my kid to be old enough to do that stuff with me. And he's almost old enough to be able to go in the backpack and I can hike around with him. Just being outdoors, which is partially why I love Australia so much. You have the most beautiful coastline and beautiful dense forests, and it's just amazing.
Yeah, I was going to say that, like, you're very much talking about our kind of thing there if you're very much into the outdoors. And I saw on your Instagram there as well, you're like big into the hiking and stuff. California's got like a lot of that sort of thing going as well, doesn't it?
Absolutely. We are very lucky here in Los Angeles. You know, they say that you can visit both the mountains and the ocean in one day, which is lovely. Yeah, I feel very grateful for the environment. Sometimes it feels like there's too many people, but you can't have it all.
Yeah, it sounds like you can escape it pretty quickly, though, to get up to those mountains, man. That's very cool. All right, well, we are talking about the Spiral in a Straight Line album heading our way October 11. Are you guys heading back out on the road soon after that, right?
We are. Our first show is on October 9th, so 8 days from today, and that's a hometown show, which is always really exciting, also a little stressful.
Yeah.
And we're going to go do about 3 weeks around the U.S. in support of the new record. And I know for me personally, I'm super excited. It feels like it's been a long time since we did a headlining U.S. thing, and to do it on a new record, I'm just pumped. I'm super pumped.
Yeah, man. Love that right there. Well, we were talking about you being here a little bit earlier on in the year. Has there been any word of you possibly heading back out here soon?
Absolutely. I think it is of the highest priority to get back over there as soon as possible. Every time we are in Australia, the conversation always happens. How come we don't come here more often? Like, we got to do this all the time. So it's definitely super high priority. I'm sure we'll be there as soon as we possibly can.
Yeah, definitely. Fingers crossed on that. So what are the 2025 plans and beyond there, Elliot, for you guys? Have you got a rough sort of idea?
We have a little bit of a sketch going. Record comes out, going to do this US tour. There is going to be a Europe, UK run in January, February, March-ish. And beyond that, it's a little up in the air. I know we're going to continue to play as much as we can and just kind of enjoy this period of time where there's a new record and, enjoy playing new songs and just kind of mixing it up and making the experience fresh and new. So I'm looking forward to that.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Well, before I let you go, I want to grab a recommendation for you outside of music. I guess you've already told us a lot about your life with your outdoor styles and things, but maybe a band that you've checked out, or a movie or a Netflix series or something like that for bands that dig Touchè Amorè to check out.
Good question. Let's see. What is bringing me so much joy? I mean, the band Yola Tango is like forever one of my absolute favorite bands. It's a band I put on all the time. They have an album called Fade. So Yola Tango Fade came out maybe 8 years ago. Go listen to it. Brings me a lot of joy.
Man, I'm going to have to do that because I must confess I haven't even heard of those guys. So that's very cool right there. Yola Tango with an album called Fade. Well, thank you so much. Your album, Spiral in a Straight Line, heading our way October 11. Pre-order it now through Rise Records. Elliot Babin, thank you so much for taking time out to talk with me, man.
Thank you, Ned.